Top news of the hour. News number 1. U.S. unveils Replicator to counter China's military. The future is here. The U.S. announcement of the Replicator initiative to counter China's military buildup is a clear indication of the escalating tensions between these two global powers. It is undeniable that China's rapid expansion and modernization of its armed forces have caught the attention of the U.S., prompting the need for a strategic response. The main idea behind the Replicator initiative is to level the playing field by leveraging advanced autonomous systems across various domains. By doing so, the U.S. aims to counter China's advantage in terms of quantity. This strategic approach demonstrates a shift in the nature of the rivalry compared to the Cold War era, as acknowledged by Deputy Secretary of Defense Kathleen Hicks. The concept of attritable, autonomous systems offers several advantages. Not only are they less expensive than traditional military assets, but they also minimize the risk to human lives. Additionally, their ability to be rapidly improved and upgraded provides the U.S. with flexibility and adaptability, giving it an edge in this emerging technological arms race. To effectively deter Chinese aggression, it is crucial for the U.S. to demonstrate combat credibility and constantly remind the Chinese leadership of the risks associated with their actions. The U.S. seeks to create an environment where the Chinese leadership thinks twice before considering any hostile moves. By emphasizing the importance of innovation, Deputy Secretary Hicks highlights the role technology plays in shaping modern warfare and establishing deterrence. The United States considers China to be its pacing challenge and acknowledges the need to address the significant advancements made by the People's Liberation Army. China's efforts to expand and modernize its military capabilities are perceived as a direct threat to U.S. military advantages, especially in the Indo-Pacific region. This acknowledgement further underscores the necessity for the U.S. to take proactive measures to stay ahead and maintain its global influence. In conclusion, the unveiling of the Replicator initiative reflects the United States' growing concerns regarding China's military buildup. It represents a strategic response aimed at countering China's advantage in quantity through the utilization of modern autonomous systems. The emphasis on innovation, adaptability, and combat credibility demonstrates the evolving nature of the rivalry between these two global powers. It will be interesting to see how this initiative unfolds and its impact on the overall dynamic of the U.S.-China relationship. Now, I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. How do you view the announcement of the Replicator initiative? Do you think it is an effective strategy to counter China's military buildup? Share your opinions in the comments section below. News number 2. Europe must expand by 2030, declares European Council President. European Council President Charles Michel has set an ambitious goal for the European Union, EU. He believes that new countries should be admitted to the bloc sooner rather than later. During his speech at the Bled Strategic Forum in Slovenia, Michel emphasized the need for expansion and expressed his confidence in achieving this by 2030. The push for enlargement comes in response to concerns within the bloc about non-EU European nations falling under the influence of powers such as Russia and China. The urgency for expansion has especially intensified after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, as it prompted countries like Ukraine, Moldova, and Georgia to seek EU membership in an effort to break free from Russian influence. However, while the desire to enlarge the EU is evident, it is crucial to consider the challenges and complexities involved. Many Balkan countries, for instance, face legal, political, and diplomatic obstacles that they must overcome before becoming EU members. Additionally, countries like Serbia and Kosovo, which have been at odds for years, must reach a peaceful resolution before joining the bloc. These instances demonstrate the difficulties associated with expansion and highlight the need for thorough and meticulous planning. Furthermore, some EU member states have hindered the progress of their non-EU neighbors' bids for membership. Bulgaria, for example, obstructed North Macedonia's accession due to concerns over the status of the Bulgarian language in the country. Greece, on the other hand, recently threatened to veto Albania's application, citing issues related to the Greek minority in Albania. Such roadblocks within the EU complicate the enlargement process and raise questions about the efficacy of the current framework. President Michael acknowledges the frustration over the slow pace of EU expansion, both within the region and within the EU itself. To maintain credibility, Europe must fulfill its promises and address the concerns of applicant countries more effectively. However, while Michael's ambition for enlargement is commendable, it remains to be seen whether it can be achieved by the proposed 2030 deadline. In light of these complexities, it is essential to gather analytical opinions, draw conclusions, and make comparisons. Viewers are encouraged to share their thoughts on the topic and provide their opinions in the comments section. What is your take on expanding the EU? Do you believe it is a necessary step to protect European countries from external influences, or do the challenges and potential drawbacks outweigh the benefits? Share your perspective below. News number 3. Is the U.S. really trying to stifle China's economic growth? The truth from Commerce Secretary. In a recent visit to Beijing, Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo affirmed that the United States has no intention of decoupling or holding back China's economy. During her meetings with senior Chinese economic officials, Raimondo emphasized the importance of managing the commercial relationship responsibly, acknowledging its global significance and impact. While safeguarding national security remains a priority for the U.S., Raimondo reassured Chinese officials that the goal is to maintain the $700 billion commercial relationship between the two nations. Chinese Premier Li Qiang expressed a desire for enhanced communication and maintained economic ties between the U.S. and China. According to Premier Li, constructive dialogue is essential for understanding mutual concerns, finding common ground, and bolstering cooperation. Raimondo echoed these sentiments, highlighting the stability and benefits that a well-maintained economic and trade relationship brings to both countries and the world. Raimondo further emphasized that the United States aims to cooperate with China on various critical issues, including climate change, artificial intelligence, and the fentanyl crisis. These areas of shared concern present opportunities for collaboration and can contribute to the overall strengthening of bilateral relations. Vice Premier He Lifeng, head of China's influential economic planning agency, referred to the consensus reached between Chinese President Xi Jinping and U.S. President Joe Biden during their meeting in Bali in November. He expressed hope that the U.S. will adopt rational and practical practices based on the recommendations of the two leaders, emphasizing China's readiness to work with Raimondo. In discussions with Culture and Tourism Minister Hu Heping, the focus shifted to fostering people-to-people ties through increased tourism and educational exchanges. Both parties agreed on the value of such initiatives in augmenting bilateral relations. Raimondo's visit comes at a crucial time as both the U.S. and China strive to stabilize their often turbulent relationship. China's economic slowdown, characterized by downgraded growth forecasts, declining exports, a faltering real estate sector, and growing financial concerns, adds urgency to the need for constructive engagement. From the perspective of Chinese officials, Raimondo's department has played a significant role in several areas that have contributed to increased friction, including restrictions on semiconductor exports. The visit, therefore, represents an opportunity to address these concerns and find common ground. Acknowledging the importance of a stable economic relationship, Raimondo stressed that the majority of U.S.-China trade does not pose national security risks. She emphasized that it is feasible to promote and protect U.S. trade and security simultaneously, highlighting the compatibility of the two objectives. To enhance economic cooperation, the U.S. and China announced the establishment of new channels of communication, including the working group comprising officials and businesses from both nations. Additionally, a mechanism for the exchange of information on U.S. export control enforcement will contribute to the transparency and management of economic issues between the two countries. In conclusion, it is evident that the United States is not seeking to undermine China's economy or pursue decoupling. Instead, it aims to manage the commercial relationship responsibly for the benefit of both nations and the global economy at large. The visit by Secretary Raimondo signifies a commitment to engaging in dialogue and finding common ground on key issues. The opinions and perspectives of viewers on this topic will be invaluable in understanding the broader public sentiment and fostering further discussion. Please share your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below.